everybody, it's Alexandra Minakova. I'm a dancer, artist, creator, and today is another episode of Top 5 series where I talk about things that have made me better dancer, artist, and personality, and I hope might also help you. And in previous video, I talked about theoretical things to learn about dancing, and this video, as I promised, will be all about practice. Of course, dancing is very practical thing, but still I feel there are certain moments, certain points to highlight about our craft and to check out our skills. And if you feel like you have missed something a little bit, catch up. First thing that is very important practically in dancing is dance styles. And as I always say, try to learn as many as you can. Of course, we first of all have a certain background as dancers, right? And then first we practice those styles that we most feel like doing, that we like the most. And we obviously have skills and talent at. But at the same time, don't forget about any other territories and try to push your limits. Try to learn as many styles as you can, because as I mentioned before in previous videos, our industry is quite demanding to dancers in terms of versatility, and you should be able to perform different styles. It will influence your work, and it increases actually your chances to get the job. Next, voice expression, sounds, shouts and screams on stage. And I feel like I have to stop here for a little bit, because it's also a very important moment. And I personally had a little bit of discomfort. I remember letting the sound out when I started doing my contract jobs, because I was brought up in ballroom and cheerleading environments. And in cheerleading, we used to do pomp routine, jazz, and those are nominations that exclude any shouts. It's against the rules, and actually there are another nomination where you should shout something. So I was brought up in a mindset that if you are not a singer, you have to be quiet. You express yourself through emotions, through your face, through movement, of course, but without any mouth movements. So it was considered like a little bit of bad taste, you know. And so when I started doing shows and the director wanted me to say something, I felt a little discomfort, and it took me a little time to switch that mindset, because sometimes sounds really highlight the movement and it looks really great and it creates the energy. So you better prepare yourself for stuff like that, to be open for that, to be prepared mentally, first of all. It's very important. Next moment is acrobatics. And again, as a dancer who is not connected to acrobatics much, unfortunately, I feel like it's also important moment to highlight, because I started to do little things like handstands, headstands with the wall, and I started just exploring where else my body could go. And later on, it helped me so much in my work, because we had a show with lifts, and I had to do a lot of actually acrobatics, and I feel like it helped me tremendously, because I was mentally and a little bit physically prepared to switch different positions in space and to do things that I have never done before. So it's also very useful. And if you are not connected to acrobatics like me, go for it and prepare your body little by little, and it might help you in future. Next moment is improvisation and improvisational skills. I feel like they are also very important for every dancer, because again, in some shows there are some parts that you might be given freedom to improvise. And sometimes it might be technical solo, sometimes it might be just movement, just improvisation. And again, if you feel like a little bit discomfortable, if you feel a little shy, develop those skills, and it's very important. It also might help you in work, and learn how to improvise in each styles, because in contemporary, for example, we have certain tools and ideas that might help you to build your improvisation, right? That you just use as an idea, and it helps you to improvise. In hip-hop or in house dance, we have a certain basic moves that help us to create our freestyle that we use as an alphabet, right? Sometimes what I do also, sometimes you just go to the studio or you practice at home and you just remove all the rules and just improvise and do whatever you like. And sometimes it might feel a little ugly, but I promise it will develop you. It will remove mental barriers. And sometimes when you make videos and you see that certain moments are not so ugly as you might think, so it's better to research. It's better to learn what can you do, what might look really interesting. And of course, it's also about mental freedom. It's very helpful. And the last thing I will stop on is acting skills. And I believe it's also very important for dancer, because we are about expression on stage, and not only physical, but we have to represent something. We have to make people feel something, and we have to feel something ourselves. And it's very important to understand what you want to say to your audience, what character you represent at the moment. And especially for people who are maybe a little bit shy, it's also very important to develop your expressive skills, to develop your acting skills as well, because it's not always about dramatic face or smile. It's not one emotion. It has to be the range of emotions. And I myself attended acting studio for 3 years. I feel like that was very, very important experience for me. A bit difficult though, but still, of course, I like acting and I like theater. I'm so into movies. I'm crazy about films and I watch tons of them. So I simply love it. But I feel like it would be really useful for every dancer out there to develop your acting skills. Do again whatever you can. Go to studio or go to online classes. You might even practice alone with a mirror at home, and whatever feels comfortable to you, whatever might open you a little bit, and then little by little you will find your ways to develop your expressive skills. So one more time, 5 things to check out in practice about dancing. First, dance styles. Learn as many as you can. It might help you in your work. Next, voice expressions, sounds, shouts, screams. Be prepared to do that whenever it's necessary. And sometimes it might really create those crazy atmosphere and highlight the movement. So it's very useful skill. Next, acrobatics. Again, if you're not connected with acrobatic, try to include it in your workout, in your practice little by little, and also one day it might help you tremendously and you might avoid a little bit of unnecessary stress. Next one, improvisation and improvisational skills. And it's also very important because it opens you up, and also you might need it in your work. And the last, acting skills. Again, expression is very, very important, and also it's very important to understand clearly what you represent and what you want to say to your audience. I hope this video was very useful for you. I wish you great trainings as usual. I wish you enjoy what you do, great shows, have very fruitful practices. Thank you for watching this video. I will be very happy to see you on my YouTube channel again. So see you next time. Bye bye.